true beauty isn't applied. It's nourished from within. Bella Grace Elixir, a luxurious, scientifically crafted blend designed to restore radiance, vitality, and strength at a cellular level. At the heart of Bella Grace Elixir lies cat's claw, a powerful herb from the Amazon known for its ability to control inflammation and protect collagen. With Verisol collagen peptides, it goes beyond the surface, stimulating your body's natural collagen production to reduce fine lines, improve skin elasticity, and promote real, visible change. Bella Grace Elixir doesn't stop at collagen. It includes astaxanthin, one of nature's most powerful antioxidants. 6,000 times stronger than vitamin C, astaxanthin protects your skin from harmful UV rays and environmental stress, while locking in hydration and promoting a radiant, youthful glow. Experience the power of nature with Bella Grace Elixir at melissahousebg.com. Discover the science behind Bella Grace Elixir at melissahousebg.com. Read powerful testimonials from doctors and real customers who've experienced life-changing results, and explore other wellness products from Bella Grace. Bella Grace Elixir is more than just a product. It's a solution. Visit melissahousebg.com today.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Live Up to Freedom. Thank you so much for joining me today on this Monday that is not shy to be a Monday, but it feels like this might be the last Monday for a while that's not going to be shy to be a Monday. I hope you all understood what I said. We'll get to it. We're live on worldviewtube.com, worldviewtube, a Rumble and X account, and worldviewtube X. I said that. I meant to say app, which is free. You can just grab it off your app store. We're also live on X America News, live on my platforms of Facebook, X, Rumble, YouTube, and Substack. Join the conversation. It's just me and you today. A lot to talk about, but I don't know if I necessarily will talk about all of it. What I will say is I woke up this morning. I did my normal routine, which includes reporting, and I did that on Substack, on X, and on Facebook. And then about 10:30 in the morning, I stopped and I started doing work and, producing until now. I want to be very upfront. I haven't even looked at my sources, other sources, online sources. I have not looked at anything. So anything that might have happened from 10:30 a.m. Eastern time until now, I have not seen it. I have not heard it. I have not caught up with it. And I have my reasons, aside the fact that Mondays, as I said, are busy. I have way too many production back to back before getting to my own show, which, as I said, it's going to get a little lighter because starting next week, or as of this Thursday, I had to put one of my projects aside, at least temporary for now. It might become permanent, but something had to give between my own work, between work, between trying to stay, alive. Just too much. So starting next Monday, I'll have a little less on Mondays. Now, if anything major has happened, hit me up on the comment section. Let me know. I highly doubt it. I'm sure there's a lot of back and forth is still going on, but I did title this show specifically Iran War, Unwinnable or Controlled Loop. And I'm not going to address this for the entire show. Truly, I am done trying to explain this. Those of you who were about to understand it, understood it already. And those who deny reality, decline information, reject knowledge, there is no reason for me to take every show to explain. So I'll hit the bottom line first segment, and we move on to the next topics. There are so much more to be discussed today. Ceasefire doesn't exist. We addressed this last Wednesday with Barry Newsbaum, where I called it ceasefire. The ceasefires are still going on. There are reports that we being the United States of America, decided not to send their representatives, being J.D. Vance, Kushner, and Witkoff, for the talks. Iran decided not to send them. The bottom line is there are no talks. There is no ceasefire. There is no win. I will gladly be the first on the line to scream on top of my lungs on the streets or my platforms if one person could legit show me the win of Iran war for United States of America. Not the people who yell and scream and cuss at me. I have blocked my ears and eyes on you. I am done. If this country is at a point that due to one single name, everybody loses their cool, due to one single name, people unzip their mouth and drop anything they can think of, then the discussion is already over. Knowingly or unknowingly, that name has caused a fraction in this country that needs to be fixed. There was a time, for a majority of my time as a journalist, as a human rights activist, as a writer, as a reporter, as an expert, I relied on ability to communicate with those who were Republicans or conservatives. We could discuss. That's how I managed to get where I am, informing about the dangers of Islam. Today, there is no more discussion. You either start your sentence with Trump is perfect, he is winning, 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 everything he does is correct, and then from there they will listen to what you say, or the moment you say this discussion isn't even about Trump, you're shut off, you're done. There is no more listening. And that is a concern that needs to be addressed outside of Iran war, outside of tariffs, outside of policy, outside of all of it. If Republicans and conservatives are not going to stop, and I'm talking about all of them, why? Yes, just like any other group out there, when the nasty ones come out, the nice ones will stay quiet. So just like for all of my life, including specifically my adult life, I've said there is no moderate Muslim because no Muslim has stood up for me to defend me. I'm going to say today there is no moderate Republican or conservative either, because when I'm attacked by the nasty ones, no, everybody's quiet. Nobody's defending me either. And this isn't about me, for the record. I can turn off this camera, close all my platforms literally tomorrow morning, and I'll be just fine. I've got in my corner. I don't pay my bills through doing what I do. My show, my YouTube, my Rumble, my Facebook, my Substack, they don't pay my bills. They are trickling support, but none of them pay my bills. So for those of you who over the weekend figured it's nice to say, all you're doing is make money off of this, I invite you to take a look at my life. I will remind you, as a model and an actress in Hollywood, I worked 3 days a week. It wasn't even work. It was show up. Somebody else would do your hair. Somebody's doing your makeup while somebody brings you your morning hot chocolate. And somebody's doing your nails while somebody's telling you how to walk. And somebody else is even picking what to wear for you. I was cashing in plenty, living a pretty comfortable life in Los Angeles, California, which has always been expensive. So this is about my concern for our country. If you do not stand up to your own guys who are creating the bad image of few, your image will very soon be just as bad as those few. You believe Republican Party still stands for values? Show us. Prove it. You're still saying conservatism in America is of the old-fashioned respect, values, and morals? Please do prove it. Otherwise, well, we'll see where it goes. And by the way, since this is going to be asked one way or another, yes, I am aware of what happened and took place Saturday night at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. I will not address it because I just did address it. I'm not a detective. I am not an FBI agent. I'm not Cash Patel. I don't have him on my cell phone. I don't have any details from anything. I'll say what I have always said. One way or another, regardless of who the alleged shooter is, as long as all of us don't stop these ugly attacks on each other, there will always be those who will take it into their own hands and try to harm our officials of either side. I am glad everybody is safe. I am glad they captured him alive. But the root of the problem goes back to my opening monologue, if you call it that. I just kind of winged it. But back to Iran. If you can show me, please guide me, help me, teach me. Maybe something has happened that I have missed. But as of today, I do not see a win. I don't see a win in near future. And I would like to take my very educated research and say that this war with Iran, it's gonna end up where we will be told we won, and many will believe it, but we achieved nothing. And I can hear it. Yeah. Yes, President Trump at least is the first president who took any action against the regime of Iran. Absolutely. Yes. And what do we have to show for it? Are they scared of us now? Clearly not. Did we topple their regime? Clearly not. Did we stop their proxies? Absolutely not. Action by itself, in my life, in my personal experience, taking action against someone or a nation or a military or a situation or circumstances without result is just action. We can all take action. I mean, again, what do we have to show for it is the question today. Could Iran war be over successfully? Absolutely. Do we have the politicians in offices that would have the backbone to do it? Absolutely not. Are we going to get out of Israel's way to finish it? Definitely not. So I will take a moment or 10-second say for everyone who absolutely delighted my email, comment section, and private messages from mid-January to today to tell me that I am ungrateful, I am getting ahead of this, I don't have the proper level of brain to understand someone like Trump, I want you to explain it to me. Because what I called back in mid-January of what's going to happen if USA gets involved with this war is right in front of us. Yes, I am taking a second to say I was right. You know why I was right? Because a long time ago, to be exact, at age 11, I very quickly learned that if you let your emotions get in the way of what's in front of you, you're going to be so blind that you will constantly feel the pain of betrayal because you didn't see it coming. So I created a switch for my emotions that I can turn it off and use logic and logic only to connect the dots that are in front of me and the invisible dots that everybody think I don't have enough brain to see. By the ways, when I say part of you are involved with a cult, remember the cult I grew up with? Consider me a half a person because I was a woman with less brain than a man. So next time you want to come out at me and say, this is why a woman like you shouldn't be involved with politics. Oh, well, I can't wait for you to run for office and see how you handle it. Not that I'm running for office. I can't. I wasn't born here. Or I would. Watch me. If I was born here, I would definitely run to be the president. Because again, I don't let my ego, my emotions, my buddies, my connections, or run my decisions, my life, or my conclusions. That's why it tends to be where I can come back months later, years later, a year later and say, remember when I wrote about this? Remember when I said this about this? You're welcome. Oh, and I also tend to do a lot of studying of too much information. While most of the world is watching a football game or the new episode of, I don't know, Real Housewives of some zip code, I'm reading. And I'm reading 5 different sources to find the contradiction in between those sources. And then that contradiction is exactly where I find the truth. We got to go take our first ad break. When we come back, I'm going to hit the comment section. Can't wait to see what you all have to say. Be right back.
Life is too short to spend a single moment spinning in laundry worries. Take a load off your mind with the all-new Norwex Powerzyme laundry detergent. This natural detergent harnesses the power of enzymes and plant-based surfactants to leave fabrics fresh and clean without fillers, brighteners, synthetic fragrances, bleach, or harsh chemicals. So go ahead, have your cake and eat it too. More than ever, stressful stains have met their match. Powerzyme's fast-acting enzymes break down organic substances while natural surfactants loosen locked-in dirt and oil, removing residue, stains, and odors with ease. With 91% bio-based ingredients, this dermatologist-tested hypoallergenic formula is suitable for sensitive skin types and delivers a safe and effective clean that won't harm you or the planet's waterways. Less time spent worrying about laundry means you can focus on what truly matters. Norwex Powerzyme Laundry Detergent. Discover the power of nature and load up on confidence.
Welcome back to Live Up to Freedom. Thank you so much for staying with me until now, especially if you did stay with me during that whole segment 1. And I just realized on the last show, I took my pen apart. If you remember, the pieces are still here actually, right? And then I forgot to bring another pen to my table. So today I'm going to try to put it together because, as you know, I have to have something in my hand when I do my show. That's just my coping mechanism, right? I want to reach it. I'm like, oh no, I took it apart and maybe I can hold this. Anyhow, for those of you who might have missed it, those of you who may not be on my Substack because I'm running the banner there, but Norwex is running a Mother's Day special. It already started last weekend. It's going to go all the way to, I believe, June 1st. Go to cyreswellness.com and pick up your Mother's Day gift. Dads who do shopping on behalf of your young kids, this would be a great time for you to get something lovely for your wife, for your mother. There are so many discounts. Some of the items are up to 40% off, some are 10%, and the packaging is pretty good. All you need to do is place your order, receive it, have it ready for Mother's Day, or if there's a birthday coming up or anniversary coming up, they're hitting all sections, especially needs for your ladies, daughters, cousins, I don't know. So cyreswellness.com is where you can get your hands on the special sales going on by Norwex product, 100%, 100%, I always say that, chemical-free product that I've been personally using for, we're getting close to a year now. And I could not recommend it enough. And when you do your shopping at cyreswellness.com, being a consultant of Norwex, portion of your purchase will be commissioned back to me. So you will be financially supporting me while getting great gifts for the ladies in your life. cyreswellness.com. Let me see if I can catch up. Wow, comments are coming in. Let me start with Heather on Rumble. Hello to you too, beautiful. It is always good to see your name pop up. Medley says they are heroes. Not sure where you said that in my discussion, so forgive me, I should have looked sooner. Bad things, it's controlled loop. You would be controlled if you ran for president. I agree, yes, the Iran situation is a control room, and no, I would not be controlled. Again, I have passed my test, that no one can control. Would I not win because they couldn't control me? That's a very great chance, yes. But I wouldn't be controlled. My entire history of life, what 42 years of life, is definitely proof that circumstances does not control me. I control the circumstances through Lord's guidance. That's how you get here. That's how you survive the things I have survived. And I'm not just referring to my life in Iran. My life in Turkey wasn't that much easier. And trust me, the 24 years life in America has not been that, easy walk either. But if we all learn not to be controlled by our circumstances, but rather control the circumstances, a lot would change. But again, I can't run for president anyways. Good to see you, Lori. Ronald, great to see you. Sherry. Florida Prophet. I don't think I've ever seen your ID here. So welcome to the live chat and welcome to my Substack. Skit. Liz, great to see you as well. Wow. Let's see. Maritza, great to see you. Lori says you do what is best for your sanity. I don't think I have much sanity left. I don't. You can't. Genuinely, you cannot be in my position and have my sanity left. I don't know if any of my close friends in life are on the chat to tell you that is real. But I do try to do what is right for my mission. Because believe it or not, my life is my mission and my mission is my life. So I do that. When I'm like, okay, we're done with this platform, or we're done with this technique, or we're done with this group of people, I do that. Because I can't let anything harm the mission. Liz says, I don't trust Kushner. Who does? Nobody trusts Kushner. I don't think Kushner trusts Kushner. And that should tell you a lot, right? Again, I've brought this up many times, so did Brennan many times, of let's change the name Kushner to Hunter. Selective outrage. Explanation to me, a lot of people are like, Kushner is not a addict. So that was your problem with Hunter? Really? And just because he may not be an addict, but I haven't done any drug test with Kushner, so I can't necessarily say he doesn't do any drugs, but he has a much higher addiction, which is greed. And he has proven not to be the smartest businessman. Isn't that exactly why Qatar had to come bail him out? And now we have to bail Qatar out every other day because, we can't lose all the bailing out for Kushner. But, well, what do I know? You cannot make a deal with Iran. I know for a fact Trump knows that. I know it. That's why, again, comes back to the situation with Iran. Is he at a point of trying to find a way out? Is he trying to find an exit? Or is he going to continue this circle and just, sell what he needs to sell? I said it. Sandra, good to see you. Sandra said, hey, Inez, I saw a Substack that showed a mural in Iran of the martyrs, and it includes the Khamenei's. I have not seen that. But I'm not surprised if it is. And again, I'll send you back to when Khamenei's son was announced the new supreme leader, and I released the Substack. And I started my Substack with if, and this is a huge if he's alive, then I went on to how they had to break every code of Sharia to make him a supreme leader. From day one, I said, I don't believe for a second he's alive. He's not. But again, when you're under circumstances that your enemy is willing to trade and sell your lies, while you allow them to sell their lies, it becomes a trade, right? So somehow Khamenei Khamenei's son, Moshtaba, is alive and supposedly the supreme leader of Iran, though we also hear from Trump, the new regime. And you see, again, these are the moments I cannot look the other way. Someone contacted me on Friday, and they said that they would like to help my organization, Live Up to Freedom, and they have a few monthly advertisers who are willing to invest. I was like, okay, you might want to listen to this. I said, okay, what are the terms? Well, they're going to need you to tone it down. I'm like, tone what down? You want me to say radical Islam? They're like, oh no, they don't care whatever you want to call Islam, but you're going to have to start being more pro-Trump and bash him less. I said, I don't bash Trump. I state facts about his actions. And the person was like, well, you look at it that way, but your pieces and your show and your clips and, all of that comes out as an anti-Trump person. I was like, well, if that's how my message is being taken, then it is what it is. I appreciate the offer, but I think I'm going to continue going solo with no investors. Why would a company want to sponsor my mission if they don't believe in my mission? That's the question. That is the question. No, they don't want to sponsor my mission. They don't even need my viewers. They know my numbers aren't big enough to be a monthly advertiser. No, this is where we go back to media manipulation exists from every end. And unfortunately, there are plenty of people out there who are glad. I know personally, again, I'm not going to name names, but those who started with Islam, then at some point they changed narrative to radical versus moderate, and they're huge names now. Good for them. They have earned their spot. I don't do that. And again, I've given Trump credit when it was due, but I'm sorry, none has been due for last year. Since he came back from his first Middle East visit to Saudi Arabia, for me, there was nothing to credit. We go to first visit to Middle East is Saudi Arabia, not Israel. Okay, fine. We go to Saudi Arabia. Through that visit, we shake hands with Al-Shara, also known as Jelani. We shake hands, we do a photo op. We call him a good-looking guy. After that trip, we come back home. After that, the Prince of Saudi Arabia visits. We renew arms deal. And then we approve Saudi Arabia to wipe Syria's debt off the map so Al-Shara can have a brand new, fresh start. And then Erdogan shows up from Turkey. We'll lift the bans and start selling Turkey F-15s. Then Al-Shara himself gets invited to the White House. Should I continue? Because those of you who may not know me, I got a darn good memory. I can go down the path of exactly everything I have ever written about everything that happened since this trip to this day. Then we rushed to get a ceasefire because Israel was this close to finishing the regime in Iran. We even bragged about saving Khamenei's life, and we said how mean he is that he's not thanking us for saving his life. And on and on and on and on and on. So, yeah, I don't see anything to give credit. I will gladly give him credit when one is due. At the moment, there isn't. What I say sounds like bashing. If my English is working correctly here, bashing someone is when you are putting them down with no facts. Now, if you're using facts to say something about someone that applies and it's accurate and it makes them look bad, then you're not the problem. Their action is the problem. But what do I know? What do I know? Just a former child bride from the cult of Islam who spots a cult when she sees one. But how dare she ever called it out? Well, this is America. My First Amendment says I have the right to be offensive, especially when, as a journalist, I have my proof to be offensive. And it most certainly gives you the right to be offended. However, it doesn't give you the right to attack me, verbally make threats, or try to destroy me and my platforms. Those are not part of our First Amendment. Why don't we go take our next ad break? When we come back, I'll continue reading on your comments. Right back, guys. Well, hello, everybody. It's Annie Cyrus. Welcome to my art studio where all the magic happens. This is the station for painting, and that is the station for all the resin art I do. If you want to check out my art, all you gotta do is go to lutfstudio.com. Finish this painting, but I'm sure, or at least I hope, I'll see you at lutfstudio.com. Oh, sorry. Hi, welcome back to Live Up to Freedom. Thanks so much for staying with me until now. And yes, lutfstudio.com is where you can pick up my art pieces that I make myself with my own hands in my basement. All products used, including the molds, are US made. And starting next week, fingers crossed, I will be adding to the inventory as well. And I might actually do some demolding and pouring videos. We'll see how that goes. I want to read this comment here by Robin. Are the Persian Gulf states okay with the IRGC, but also okay with setting them back militarily for some years? Keep a mad dog on a leash to only be used as necessary. Robin, I don't know where you're exactly going with this. You might have commented a little lower, so I'll get to it. But again, pushing them back militarily for years doesn't seem to be what Israel is confirming. Also, Persian Gulf states, a lot of them are not okay with IRGC. However, they are very aware a free Iran is a much bigger threat to them, way bigger threat to them than an Islamic regime in Iran. They will not have all the fancy deals they get from US, UK, France, Europe, Canada. They won't. So they are just like we've been doing for a long time. For themselves, they're picking a better scenario, which is the Islamic regime inside Iran. That's this far reading your comment. This is how I can say. Sherry says, I'll keep my mouth shut and just keep my eyes and ears and eyes open. I feel very ignorant. I appreciate you saying that. And I addressed this on my show and on a post last week. I think we're at a point that we don't have that luxury, guys. We just don't. The hour is too late for us to not say anything, not react, not have a stand. You know, none of us have that luxury anymore. It doesn't matter. When I posted that post about me last week, I had someone on, I think it was Heather, who said it. It's like, thank you for reminding me that my voice matters, no matter how small, but it matters. And my response, she used the term small people, and my response was, if all of us, the small people, would talk, we would be louder than all the big people. We have allowed the categorizing of small people, big people. We allowed it because we have gone on their platforms and we have followed them and we have listened to them and we have cherished them and we have praised them until they showed their true colors, and we're like, oh, betrayal. And the next betrayal, next betrayal. I have I follow certain people, but if you would genuinely, if you go on my like places that like friend list on Facebook or my X account and followers, you'll see that I follow you back. I don't go find somebody big to follow. Reasons. One, I question those who have become so big, especially when they became so big overnight. I question them. Therefore, I don't support them yet. If they prove themselves over years, which none of them have, that one way or another, somewhere something cracked and the whole building collapsed. If they do, then I will support them. And mind you, that follow you give is a support. I remember I had this discussion with another friend of mine who said, well, I followed. I'm like, why do you follow such and such? They're like, well, I follow them because I counter them a lot. Like I grab what they said and then, I put it out countering them. I'm like, you can do that without following them. You don't have to follow them. They were like, what difference does it make? I'm like, you're pushing algorithm for them. You push algorithm for them. You don't see those who hate us give us a follow or subscription. They monitor our page, stalk our pages, but they don't follow us. That person, of course, they were like, oh, I never thought of it that way. I'm that person, but that's how I think of things. I don't show any kind of support unless I truly support you. And with that, I don't jump on a train quickly and I don't jump off of it quickly either. You really think it's fun? Where you literally, you being me, put your life out there. I have collected majority of my bounties when I decided to come out publicly and try to educate my fellow Americans. That's how I collected them. Before coming out with that video, before being fed up by Obama, I was only carrying just two bounties. That's it. It was my stoning that was issued after I escaped from, well, they considered it adultery. And then it was my ex-Muslim, apostasy. That's it. I don't have the rest of them. I don't have muharaba. I don't have waging war against Allah. I don't have propaganda against the regime. I don't have any of that. You do that. And the smoke is non-stop. You can't even hold your skirt down. It's so much smoke. But then comes this guy who you are literally asking him, why is he doing what he shouldn't be doing regarding your topic? Meaning, why are you shaking hands with a guy that we had a $10 million bounty on his head? Those very people turned around and put you in the list of a traitor. Can you imagine if I was an emotional person, what would have happened to me? Can you imagine if I didn't study human behavior for 11 years to know that 80% of humans will love you when you're beneficial and will hate you when you disagree with them? If I wasn't aware of that, tangibly studying it, I would be crushed last year. After the 12 Days War, I would be crushed. I'm not. I'm still sitting here pretty much telling them, well, what I told you a year ago came to be reality. Point is, we don't have that luxury. No matter how small, how big, you have one follower, that's all right. Guess what? Go to the big account names, reply to the comments of those who are misinformed. That's something we can do, right? As we scroll through social media, if you do, because I don't. I don't scroll. I post, I leave. I post, I leave. Unless my notification blows up on a post and I know somebody said something, somebody else said something, they're all, in there making I don't know, some sort of cookie out of my post. Otherwise, I don't. But if you do scroll, every time you click that heart or like or thumbs up, scan through the comments. If you find someone who's misinformed, inform them. When you see somebody's pushing propaganda, inform them, counter them, give them facts. It's an info war. We're not going to see civil war the way we did. That's just not going to happen. We've been going through civil war in America since the second term of Obama. When are we going to realize that? The war is on social media. It's on YouTube and on Rumble. You cannot be sensitive. You cannot be quiet. You cannot boycott social media because I don't want to give into tech. All of those means you're leaving the arena and you're expecting others to fight your battle. And again, not everybody has, I mean, nowadays plenty of people have a podcast and a broadcast, that's fine. But not everybody has to do specifically that. Clips or videos or audio or book. No, a simple line of information it has happened on somebody else's page. Someone has tagged me, but you should ask Zanny Cyrus. I go read the post, look at the comment, and I put like 1 or 2 lines of explanation without saying who I am, without giving them my background, just like, why don't you check out this and that? A day later, I realized that like 500 people liked what I said and 3 people asked a follow-up question. That's not because my platform is big. I'm in somebody else's page. I'm not friends with them. I have nothing to do with them. One of my friends tags me on it. I answer and it spreads. Sometimes the opposite happens. They give you a dislike and they call you all sort of names. That's fine too. It's a battle. It's a battle. As we say in Farsi, in the middle of war, they don't pass cookies. Sometimes they do. So do your part. Especially now bringing it back home again. If we do not do our part, this Iran war will continue being a controlled loop. America cannot afford this. Our economy is not where we can afford a controlled loop of negotiation, war negotiation, ceasefire, easefire, negotiation, war, ceasefire. We can't afford it. So instead of being afraid to go on other people's pages and say, and be polite. I'm normally very polite. Sometimes I'm very not polite when it's called for. Normally I'm polite. I see a post, aren't you tired of winning? I very kindly say, I'm sorry, I've not been paying attention to the news. Can you tell me the news when? And that creates a conversation. The person who posted might come and explain something that has nothing to do with it. Somebody comes disagree. Create conversation. If you're quiet, if I'm quiet, if they are pushing their narrative, how do we counter a narrative? If we don't continue creating conversation, we will never change the narrative. A narrative becomes a narrative when it's one-sided, when there is no conversation around it. And all of us, the small people out here with our pages, with our fingers, with our phones and computers and our information, we have to create those conversations. And also, we have to go take our last ad break. I'm sorry. I promise I'm going to read the rest of your comments when we come back. Be right back, guys.
Hello, I'm Brandon House. Is the government tracking you? Do they have access to all your data? Well, if you go to worldviewtalk.com, you'll find out about a cell phone company that, well, does not store your data. They don't do that. This is what they're known for. They don't store your data. You have privacy. You're not being tracked. That's why a lot of folks are turning to worldviewtalk.com. You'll find their prices are very competitive. All the details are there at worldviewtalk.com. Again, worldviewtalk.com. Oh, while you're there, not only do they have cell phones that aren't tracking you, you can find out about how to get a satellite phone. Should the whole system go down and you want to communicate with a family member or a loved one, you might want to have a satellite phone. Or how about their solar generators? They have great solar generators. Check them all out right now. Worldviewtalk.com, worldviewtalk.com.
Welcome back to Live Up to Freedom. Thank you so much for staying with me until now. I greatly appreciate that. And let me remind you again, it is Monday, so it's been 4 days since I've been on air. With everything we discussed today, I have been by far, I am not liked or loved by many when it comes to platforming and broadcasting. My show has survived because of Brandon House and his generosity and a network he has built on his own, Worldview Tube. So every time we're on air, I want you to, one, keep him in your prayers because we need him. Secondly, support him. There are many different ways you can support a brand's network. For those of you who prefer tax deductible, he does have a ministry you can donate to. It is tax deductible. It's a church ministry, which follows with his Sunday programming, which if you didn't know, he has a Sunday evening program, Bible study that you want to watch, you do. Anyhow, worldviewfoundation.com. That's worldviewfoundation.com. That's where you can make a tax deductible donation, either right there online, make a phone call, give your information over the phone, or put in a check. There's an address to use. Another way you can support is go to worldviewstore.com. You just heard about one of the products, but he has many products, affiliation with many great vetted companies. The products you find there, Brandon uses himself, Melissa has used them, everybody uses them. They don't just grab a product and put it up. Worldviewstore.com is where you can support Brandon while also preparing yourself for all conditions, not just a war or a bomb dropping, but even in a simple, natural disaster. You're going to need the products he has on his website. Now, before we close the show today, before we close the show, I told you there's so much to say, but again, you know me. I can't sit here and report on the news when I know we have a bigger problem. And yes, I think it was Sandra who said, change the conversation. Well, start a conversation to change the narrative. No conversation you cannot not have a conversation and expect some sort of result for the problem. There are solutions, and the solutions are unknown because the majority of voices out there are putting false narrative. Some are doing it on purpose. Some don't even know. I don't know how many people I have watched. Again, my second, I'm sure those of you who read my Substacks have picked up on it. My second fascination in life after fighting Islam is human behavior. Psychology behind human behavior and the pattern recognition of human behavior, individuals, groups, families, a society, a country, whatever it is. But I have watched so many hosts, let's say, of different shows who have grabbed a headline or a post or a clip from somebody who's a little bigger than them, played it on their show, and the next person did it. I'm like, I don't think any of them know they're putting misinformation out there. Not a clue. And that's why when I'm on Brandon's like, so is anybody else talking about this? And no, sir, they're not. Because they don't do their homework. America is suffering from cultism. We are. I know you don't want to hear it, but guess what? America is suffering from cultism. It's either the left cult, the right cult, the Islam cult, the satanic cult, the LGBTQ cult. Everything is absolute at this point. Absolute. How many times have you heard me? Don't believe me. Hear my information, do your own homework. And my sources are so everywhere that it would be impossible for me to make it up. But I still say, don't take my word for it. Go do your own homework. Here, I wrote a book. The book is my pen attached to all the sources I have ever used in the last 10 years of my life. Quran, Hadith, Sirah, Reliance of the Traveler, Tafsir. Every source is sourced. I don't even expect you to just believe me. If I write a Substack, I'll make sure to bring it back a few months later to remind you I said it. That is how I'm earning your trust. But even with that, every time I write, confirm. But they don't. So where did you hear it? Oh, did you hear the second Supreme Leader was killed? Oh, where did you hear it? Dan Bongino put it out. Oh, can Dan Bongino pronounce the guy's name? Oh, I don't know. Who cares? How did Dan Bongino get the information on the second Supreme Leader dying when there is no second Supreme Leader? This was about that, the fake news that started spreading that they killed the second Supreme Leader too. That was before Mustafa. or this person said it, or that person said it. I'm like, none of these people even know. Listen, I'm going to say this and then I'll come to the comment section. That moment, that very moment, that moment when you were born and raised in Islamic Republic of Iran, that moment when you were sold as a child to be a wife, that moment when you escaped, made your way to America, and learned the culture and the language and the law and the Constitution to the best of your ability a human can do. And one looks you in the eye and said, you should get your information from somebody else because clearly you have no idea what you're talking about when it comes to Iran. You're like, oh, dear, you want me to teach you how to at least say the name of the country before you tell me I should go and read Jack Posobiec's updates on Iran war? Do you want me to do that, or should we just go with Iran? Because you people are definitely making me think of that. I already did from Iran, but seems like I should do it from America now. This is the level of ignorance that goes on in America. I posted something. It was fascinating, by the way. It was fascinating. I took a screenshot of President Trump announcing that very happy, he has tons of respect for the regime in Iran, and they're such beautiful people because they informed Trump that respecting President Trump as the president of America, they have halted the execution of the 8 Iranian women. I posted that, and my write-up was something like this. I said, if you believe this, you're as arrogant and ignorant as the man who posted it. The comment section was a party. I mean, I don't know. I had probably 250 bottles of champagne left 10 minutes later on the comment section. Not a single person addressed what I said. Nobody even addressed what I said. Responses were either, I can't even repeat them. Go read them for yourself. And I ended up commenting on my own post saying, this comment section is amazing. It just proved my point. You must be either arrogant or ignorant or both to not address the post, rather attack the person who posted it without even paying attention. What did I say? I said, if you believe that Iran answered the phone call and said, hey, President Trump, buddy, listen, you're awesome. You're the United States of America's president. We have tons of respect for you. We're halting the execution of 8 women. If you believe that, then you're arrogant and ignorant, because the man who posted it is clearly both. Because he made the life of 8 people about himself, how he is respected as the president of the United States. That's the arrogant part. And then he made other people, he's tried to sell it to other people. That is the ignorant part. Prove me wrong. Not a single comment could address what I said because they weren't even paying attention. I just said Trump. That's all there is. And many were upset. How dare you talk so insulting? Arrogant and ignorant are neither a cuss word, insulting, or bad words. I mean, tell me if they are. But so let me get this straight. As a supporter of this man, you're upset that I was insulting in my phrasing of you're as ignorant and arrogant as the man who posted it. But when he puts those posts out using certain terms that I am ashamed to ever repeat or even put a screenshot of it on my show, you cheer him. Now, this is where the hypocrisy pops right out of your nose. So you want me to be polite and have manners, though again, I repeat, arrogant or ignorant, neither of insulting. If it insults you, then you should address it. You should come and say, well, here's the proof that President Trump is neither ignorant nor arrogant. Then we could have a conversation. Oh no, you want me to be polite towards a man that has officially He did what Rashida Tlaib did, and we were all up on our chairs of Rashida dropped the F-bomb on the floor as the first Congress member ever. And President Trump has normalized dropping F-bomb on camera, hasn't he? So it's okay for him to be disrespectful, to be a bully, and we enjoy that. But if somebody criticizes him using not his terminology, but proper English terminology, then we go after her with everything we got. That's the problem today. That is the problem. And the unfortunate part for most of those who don't even bother, like I'm like, just leave my page. Don't look at my post. Because here's the reason. Back to the original comment by Bat. The more you react to my action that proves my original point, the more I'm going to turn you around and post you even more often. I'm going to use you as my source, just like I do with Muhammad and Quran and Hadith. You are my source today. Until 5 people show up on one of my posts and condemn that guy who's coming at me, that guy will be the representative of Trumpsters. As soon as 5 Trumpsters come and say, ma'am, respectfully ignore this man, he doesn't represent us, or ma'am, can we address your concern with Trump? Or hey, by the way, thanks for everything you've done, including the 12 bounties you picked up on the way to inform us, but I think you're misinformed about Trump. None of those are coming my way. So until they do, those who come at me with the same shameless language as Trump, that is where I'm going to be concerned with America. We cannot unite this country. We cannot win the midterms. We cannot win 2028. We cannot save our country as long as one name, like Muhammad, dictates who's good, who's bad, who should be deported, who should be killed, and who should be rewarded. I said what I said. Sue me. As long as you react to the word Trump the way Muslims do to Muhammad, I'm going to look at you all the same. One cult versus other. Harsh? Good. Wake up. Nobody is perfect. That includes myself. Unless you come to realize your man is not perfect and there is no at least formula to fix this country, there's not much we can do. The only thing I can do is keep addressing those who have joined cultism inside America, while the rest of us stand by America, not one man or two men or a party or a R or a O. We stand by America. We defend the American Constitution. And if that makes me a bad person, honey, sign me up. I don't mind it. But I am out of time, and I don't want to get cut off because I know we have a sharp cutout. You guys are amazing. I will be back tomorrow with 2 very special guests. It's going to be a fascinating discussion about Islam and much more of it. But until then, I want you to consider, pray over it, become a paid subscriber on my Substack if you wish to do so. Or you can pick up some gifts for Mother's Day on cyruswellness.com. Or go to my artist studio, lutfstudio.com, pick up a piece of art or 2. Last but not least, if you haven't picked up my book yet, The Architecture of Jihad, it is available, signed copies on my website, Kindle and paperback on Amazon. That's Architecture of Jihad. Until tomorrow, you guys stay safe, and I'll see you then.